Let's talk about a history that never actually happened. A history born from the minds of two incredible, forgotten geniuses. It's a story of a gleaming empire built on a secret and a brutal, hidden war fought in the shattered spaces between realities. Today, we're diving into the world of the Tesla Miyuchi field. And just like that, we're thrown right into the thick of it with a soldier named Harlan. This one line tells you everything you need to know. His battlefield isn't just a place, it's a state of being called the Desolation. And he's not just familiar with fear, he knows its exact weight. The orders come in and they are short, sharp, and absolutely brutal. Objective 1, strike the enemy depot. Simple as that. And the second objective? Well, this one's even more critical. Destroy their tech. Burn the coils. These things are the very heart of the enemy's power, the engine that's driving this whole sideways war. And here's the kicker, the really insane part. They've got 30 seconds on the ground, just half a minute. Get in, hit the target, and get the hell out before that reality slams shut on you forever. There is absolutely no room for error. So how do they even do this? The tech is called the shift. And listen to how it's described. It's not a flash, not a jump, but a sickening slide, a cold, stomach-turning lurch across the very skin of reality. It just sounds wrong, doesn't it? A truly unnatural way to travel. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. How on earth did humanity get to this point? Fighting wars across dimensions with technology that feels like it breaks the fundamental laws of physics? To find that answer, yeah, we've got to go back. Way back. So, picture this, the Chicago World's Fair, 1893. A beacon of progress, all optimism and bright futures. But, away from all the spectacle, in some dusty, cramped shed, two men are about to tear a hole right through the fabric of what's possible. The team behind this breakthrough is a real odd couple. On one side, you've got the rock star inventor, Nikola Tesla. His mind is just on fire with these huge, world-changing ideas. On the other, Antonio Meucci, an older, kind of forgotten pioneer, a master of the subtle, patient work of just coaxing voices through wires. Two immigrant geniuses on the verge of breaking reality. And make no mistake, what they were doing was unbelievably dangerous. Their first attempt, total disaster. A field collapse, men just gone, erased from existence. The second test was even more horrifying. We're talking bodies literally fused into the metal walls. So this third attempt, this is it. It's do or die. Tesla throws the master switch and the whole thing comes alive with this impossible hum. As the machine screams, Tesla boasts that they're taking what they want from the universe. But Miyuchi's reply, man, it is just bone-chillingly prophetic. He understood the real truth of their experiment. This wasn't about seeking permission. It was about bracing for the fallout. And then it happens. But not with some huge explosion. It's just a flicker. A simple little brass cylinder sitting on a workbench. It blurs, vanishes for a split second, and then reappears. That's it. A quiet, terrifying success. The door between worlds was officially unlocked. So, about those consequences Meucci was talking about? Well, they came. But not like you'd think, at least not at first. At first, it looked an awful lot like progress. This little experiment didn't just stay in a lab. It completely remade a nation. This technology allowed the United States to become the federal imperium. I mean, think about it. With access to basically infinite parallel worlds for raw materials, America just exploded. The unified North America built these incredible, glittering cities, all powered by clean, limitless electrical energy. A world like ours, splitting atoms and playing with radiation, to them, that would seem utterly barbaric and primitive. It was, for all intents and purposes, a golden age. But you knew there was a but, right? Every golden age casts a long, dark shadow. And that door they opened? It didn't just lead to untouched paradise worlds. It led to something much, much worse. And here it is. This is the horrifying cost of all that progress. For every timeline that got it right, countless others didn't. They failed. And their failures created what's called the probability blight, or as soldiers like Harlan call it, the desolation. We're talking about entire universes, just broken, shattered into these toxic, storm-racked wastelands. So out of this whole multiverse of broken timelines, you're left with just a few major players. You've got the Federal Imperium, the powerhouse. Then there's, well, our world, completely oblivious, just going about its business, no idea any of this is even happening. And then there's the rival, the Eurasian Empire, a militaristic superpower that cobbled together its own cruder version of the tech. And yep, they're at war with the Imperium. And all of that history, the invention, the Golden Age, the Blight, it brings us right back to Harlan. We're back on his 32nd mission in the Desolation, only now we get it. We understand the full, terrifying context of what he's fighting for and what he's fighting against. This is the moment, right in the middle of the raid, when it all clicks for Harlan. It's this chilling realization. The enemy he's fighting, they're not just some desperate survivors scrounging in the ruins. They are organized, they're aware, they are hungry. And suddenly, this isn't a cleanup operation anymore. It's a war against a new, coherent power. And that clock is still ticking down. The depot is exploding all around them. His team is scrambling back to the shuttle, taking fire, dragging their wounded. That 30-second window is about to slam shut. They get out. They make it. But not unscathed. You can see it right here in the mission summary. Out of a crew of 4, 1 is wounded. This is the brutal math of these raids. It's a successful mission on paper, but every single trip into the Desolation chips away at them, leaves little pieces of them behind. Back in the safety of his own timeline, looking at the gleaming skyline of the Imperium, Harlan's resolve only hardens into steel. He's seen the enemy now. He knows they're growing stronger, and his only response is to escalate. This war is about to enter a new, much more brutal phase. And that's where we're left with this final haunting question. In a war that spans entire worlds, what happens when the only way to win is to become the very thing you're fighting? How much of your own humanity do you have to sacrifice? In a war for reality itself, maybe the line between hero and monster is just one more border you have to cross.